Hello, dear students. Greetings from Sayed Abu Touab Shakir. I'm an adjunct faculty in Brac University, residential semester, and I'm welcoming you all in the sixth lecture, that is Colonial Attack on Culture and Language. In this lecture, we are going to learn about the West Pakistani's attitudes towards our language and culture and the initial consequences after that, which is very much known to us as language movement. We are going to have two videos on this topic. In the first video, I shall try to show you the background of the language movement and the initial progress. And then in the second slide, we shall talk about the events of the language movement and the aftermath of the movement. So we are going to show you the slides. In this topic, we are going to learn about the concept of nationalism through which Pakistan state was created. Then we shall see how the issue of language gradually created the sense of a separate nationalism in the mind of the Bengali people. We shall try to explain the treatment of the West Pakistanis towards Bengali language and the resistance and the repercussion from the people about that attitude of the West Pakistani people. And we shall also try to show you how the cultural frontier played a vital role in creating a political platform among the Bengali people. And at the same time, we shall try to show you how a political platform started to emerge and which accelerated the language movement. And finally, we shall try to understand how this language movement had a deep impact on our political history. So if we go to the background of the creation of Pakistan, you all, I think, can remember that it was two-nation theory which played the vital role, key role to create Pakistan. It was Muhammad Ali Jinnah who gave a very historic speech in the Lahore conference in 1940, where he said that Muslims in Indian subcontinent should have a separate state because that can only protect their rights, because Muslims are minority and in no way this minority will become a majority. So for their rights, Muslims need a separate state. And two-nation theory created that platform for the Muslims. So in 1947, when India and Pakistan was created, Muslims got a separate homeland, which is known as Pakistan. And we, the Bengali people, became the citizens of East Pakistan, the eastern wing of Pakistan. Pakistan is probably the only state which was created on the basis of faith, and it was the only state which has two separate wings divided by 1,500 miles of Indian territory. So, as I said, religion was the basis of the creation of Pakistan. You can see that in two wings of Pakistan, in East Wing and the Western Wing, it was the Muslim people who were the majority. But if we see carefully, we can notice that there were clear, distinct ethnic distribution in Western Wing of Pakistan, while you can see, though all of them were Muslims, but they were divided into different ethnic communities, like the Punjabis, the Pashtun, the Singhs, the Baluch, and others. On the other side, in East Pakistan, it was a homogeneous state or homogeneous province where Bengalis were the majority. So, though Pakistan was created on the basis of religion, there were a lot of issues which were distinct from province to province. And yes, Muslim majority was the basis of the creation of Pakistan. As you can see in the census of 1951, Muslims were majority in both the wings. But as I said, differences were very clear because all these ethnic communities in West Pakistan, they have different language, tradition, culture, totally different social behavior pattern, and of course economic activities. So in both wings of Pakistan, we have the common faith, Islam, and at the same time we have lot of differences. And during the creation of Pakistan, it was thought that these differences could easily be overrun with the strong bondage of religious faith, that is Islam. Now, in the initial stage, after the creation of Pakistan, the issue of language came into the front. It was actually an idea that came from the West Pakistanis, specifically from Professor Ziauddin Ahmed, who was an ex-Vice Chancellor of Aligarh University. He proposed that there should be a common language or lingua franca, which can be the state language of Pakistan. And this state language can create a greater cultural platform to keep the unity of two wings of Pakistan. So a language is proposed, which is Urdu. Urdu is the language of the Ashraf class, the elite class of the people who are, of course, only 3%, not more than 3% of the whole population. So in the chart, you can see that the Muslim population, among the Muslim population, Bengalis were the majority in Pakistan, more than 50%, and their mother language was Bangla. And the proposed language, state language, Urdu, is only spoken by 3% of the whole population. So the idea of making Urdu the state language was not very much popular in East Pakistan, which you can easily understand. So the idea of making a state language became very prominent in West Pakistan, and leaders of Muslim League started to propagate the idea that Urdu should be the state language. And during his only visit in Dhaka, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, in 1947, March of 1947, he clearly declared that Urdu should be the state language of Pakistan. And Urdu is a language that can represent the Islamic state of Pakistan, because Urdu is more close to Arabic and it has more Islamic feature. On the other side, Bangla is actually a language that is more influenced by Sanskrit. So in 47, Muhammad Ali Jinnah's declaration sparked a strong opposition from the people of East Pakistan, the Bengali people. And we saw from 1947, there was a strong movement that started to build up in East Pakistan. The organization that played the most vital role in this movement was Tamaddan Majlis, an organization formed by university teachers and students. Tamaddan Majlis was the pioneering institution that started to oppose the idea, and the publication department of Tamaddan Majlis published a pamphlet which was very famous as Pakistaner Rashtrabhasha Bangla na Urdu. And this pamphlet clearly presented the logics of Bangla becoming the state language of East Pakistan, and also gave the importance of a mother tongue, Bangla, which was the mother tongue of the majority of the Pakistani people. Tamaddan Majlis was very active in the early stage of language movement, and this pamphlet, Pakistani Rashtrabhasha Bangla na Urdu, became extremely popular. Here you can see some of the leading figures of Tamaddan Majlis. We have Dr. Muhammad Shahidullah, the great linguistics. Among those, we have Principal Abul Qasim, who was the editor of this pamphlet, and Dewan Muhammad Ashraf, Qazi Ghulam Mahbub, and Abul Mansur Ahmed. And all these people started to organize a huge movement which was participated by students and conscious people who wanted to protect their rights. And a very clear sense started to emerge that mother tongue is not just a language, rather it is actually the identity. A mother tongue is the carrier of culture and identity, which one cannot sacrifice. So, in the first part, we have seen how the creation of Pakistan on the basis of faith led us to the idea of making a state language which can represent the faith-based nature of the state. And when this idea was exposed to the East Pakistani people, they strongly opposed it, and they started to have a movement which was supported by most of the people, politically conscious people. Thank you.